let's just go in order. Why do people procrastinate?
Okay.
But I struggle with it. What's your take on this?
I think procrastination comes from fear of potential. That
I
if
agree.
you
Yeah.
do hit
Fear of
your,
success.
yeah, like if you do hit your mark, you don't want the responsibility of keeping that mark.
Exactly. I was gonna use the same term. Yeah. You don't
Yeah.
want you don't want to deal with the responsibilities that come with that success.
Yeah. And that's
Remember
why I
that
say,
the mind pursues familiarity above all else, right? So if you not procrastinating and achieving your goals means that you're gonna have to take on new responsibilities, that your life is gonna change potentially, your mind will actively try to move away from that. It will try to self-sabotage. So
and
you have to that would be the psychological side of it. As far as the the practical side of it, there are ways you could address it. We could get into that as well. But
I think
tell me something you want to do.
the greatest thing is to just humble yourself and ask yourself, am I a soldier type or a leader type? And if you procrastinate, you're not a leader type. So just get a coach. Who the fuck procrastinates when they have a coach? Whether bodybuilding, football, if they have a professor that's on their ass, it's so hard to procrastinate when someone's counting on you, right? And that's why I say it's like being social is everything, bro. You cannot procrastinate if you have a coach. Now,
but the one other thing I want to mention there. So I agree with you. The fear of success, the fear of responsibility, and everything that entails. And I would even argue that implicit in that is a fear of death, right? Because the idea of progress means that you're aging, you're getting older, you have to let go of a previous identity, perhaps, and you have to accept that death is getting closer. So that's to get into like the depth psychology side of things. There's a lot that happens there. But I think there's another argument to be made that it's an avoidance of emotional pain, right? If you experience a lot of emotional pain as a child, let's say, you will try to move away from that. You'll try to avoid that as an adult, and that's why you procrastinate, because there may be emotional pain associated with having to focus and put in the work and do all these things.
yeah. I also make this argument of you procrastinate because you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, meaning you slept with anxiety. If you have your bedtime, brush your teeth, all that, your whole ritual of calming yourself down, deep breathing exercise, whatever you got to do, go for a walk, right? And then just enter, just go to bed. Don't stay on your fucking Instagram and, oh my God, my life is not like this guy. When you figure out how to go to bed without anxiety, you wake up very normal. But when you wake up anxious, you've been dreaming for 8 hours anxious,
Yeah, I agree.
Because when I think of the subconscious being everything, I'm thinking baggage from last night's sleep. So yeah, baggage will pour through.
Connected to procrastination.
Yeah, well, I mean, all procrastination is psychic baggage from the subconscious. It has to be. I mean, when you wake up,
I think there's an argument to be made that everything you experience consciously is some secondary process.
Yeah,
which is the argument that you're making, right? So procrastination is a secondary process to something else, anxiety, the baggage that you're describing. So there's
I would say this. Think of the subconscious as a seven-headed dragon, and your ego holds a sword called will. And the more you use that will, the less heads that dragon will have every morning. So when you will what you have to do into the world, you slice it, and your ego will be the center of consciousness, right? Not your total self, but the part of yourself that you wake up with every day.
Sure. Let's move on.
Okay.
What's the next question?
Can you bring it up? I don't know where you started.
I'm just trying to find it. Procrastination. Next question. What's your take on self-sabotage?
It could be linked to that procrastination. I don't feel worthy of that title of being a boss.
And it's a sense of not feeling deserving of it.
Yeah.
Right. So you will self-sabotage. This goes, I think what some of the biggest concepts, people need to understand if they're going to be watching weekly is congruence, identity, control, and object relations. Those are the four biggest things that I've come across in my 4+ years of clinical experience plus 6-7 years of education and theory.
So if you keep repeating that answer, which is fine, maybe next time you can bring us little cartoons of what each one means.
Explain congruence. You live in two worlds, internal world and external world. Those two need to be reconciled. If you believe that you're not worthy of something and you're given the opportunity to do something big and important and fulfilling, your mind will not feel that you're deserving of it, and it will self-sabotage. There's a friction between those two worlds. There's an inability to sort of reconcile them.
Yeah. Again, that's male and female brain.
So that implicates belief systems and structures and thoughts, and actually addresses the thought loops that somebody was asking about earlier.
There's an esoteric thing. There's an esoteric way I started doing where there's an affirmation every day. I'm better. You say it in the shower. You say it when you're going to work and stuff. So I started doing that a couple months ago, and I swear to God, every day I felt smarter, better looking. Like it just sticks into this fucking subconscious, and it keeps coming back to me. But I swear to God, bitches who are about that affirmation shit, look at those streamers and YouTubers who are into affirmations. Their rooms are big and they get paid. Affirmations work. Affirmations work. Why do you think the coach has a whistle and affirmations for his team?
Yeah. And you think about the opposite side, that somebody who, if they can't do an affirmation, you should ask yourself why you feel so uncomfortable with that idea of complimenting yourself, of telling yourself that you're worthy of doing something.
Well, it's because it's feminine.
Right?
You don't want to marry the feminine.
No, but maybe it feels fake. Maybe it feels phony. Maybe it feels contrived.
Yeah. Maybe it's that
how to stop self-isolating and